It's been a difficult season for Kentucky coach Eddie Sutton. He's been left with only 8 scholarship players. Winston Bennett and Cedric Jenkins are on the sidelines with injuries. But tonight, Wildcat fans get their first look at freshman Rex Chapman and Derek Miller. Kentucky has a difficult task in facing Yugoslavia, a big team with some great outside shooters. Against Tennessee, the Yugoslavs hit 13 of 18 three-point shots and have averaged 104 points in the first 3 games of their American tour.
It's University of Kentucky basketball. Tonight from Rupp Arena in Lexington, Yugoslavia takes on the Kentucky Wildcats. Tonight's game is brought to you by Ashland Oil. By Valvoline, motor oil is not just motor oil. By Coke, your local Coca-Cola bottler. Catch the wave. By Blue Cross Blue Shield, the one you've always trusted. And by Budweiser, Beechwood Age for the clean, crisp taste.
And by First National Bank, put it to work for you. By Snyder's, Louisville Specialty Department Store. By Hardee's, try our quarter-pound burger a little closer to home. And by Commonwealth, Dodge World, and Royal Dodge.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to what should be another great season of Wildcat basketball. Tonight, here at Rupp Arena, the Wildcats are hosting the Yugoslav national team. I'm Bob Dominic. Of course, the Wildcats have been devastated by injuries and personal problems that have left them with 8 warm bodies. They have a lot of questions to be answered. Hopefully they'll get some answers tonight against the Yugoslav nationals. They are big. They are strong. They shoot bullseyes from the outside, especially from the three-point range. And as Coach Dickey was telling me, they could be ranked in the top 20 in the nation here in the United States. Joining me on the telecast here tonight, of course, one guy that's been with me for a long time and the brand new voice of the Kentucky Wildcats. Let's go down to the floor and meet him.
Thank you, Bob, and hello again, everybody. I'm Milo Hamilton, along with Rob Brimley at courtside. Won't be long till we tip it off for the first time this year. The known and the unknown, really. We know Yugoslavia comes in with a club that can really shoot the eyes out of it. They love the three-point play. They're used to it. Eddie Sutton's hoping his guys will get used to it before the evening's over, Rob.
Well, that's right, Milo. Important thing to remember is that Yugoslavia, despite the size, the 2 7-footers, they have a 6'10 and a 6'11. They are not a power inside ball club. They like that perimeter game. That's what Kentucky has got to stop tonight. They'll be putting up those three-pointers.
And, boy, they've really been hot with those three-pointers as well. But I guess if it's a blessing in disguise, Eddie went to it last year. It's a new rule in the NCAA, so it's a great way to get started.
We'll find out in a few minutes.
And we'll be back with the lineups right after this.
Ashland Oil is...
I talked to assistant coach James Dickey before the game started and tried to get a line on the ball game. What do we expect? Of course, Eddie Sutton's team in the 32-4 season last year begun and ended with defense. On defense, they like to play 94 feet. With only 8 warm bodies, they're not going to be able to do that and last for 40 minutes. Look for a three-quarter, half-court trapping defense. In order to start some early offense, they'll take it if they can get it. On the half-court, they will go with the man-to-man. But what Yugoslavia likes to do is penetrate, draw 2 people, kick it back out, and bingo, three-pointer. They may have to go with a 2-3 zone. Look for that as well. On the offense, they can't afford to go up and down the floor with the Yugoslavs. They will try to use a great deal of the 45-second clock and use that in a way to get some rest and keep guys like Davender and Blackman and Chapman and others in the ball game as long as possible. They will take the early opportunity basket if they can get it, but look for them to work the clock offensively. Let's go down to the floor now and get the starting lineup.
And here are the starting lineups for tonight's game. As you might guess, for the Kentucky Wildcats, the 2 starting guards, James Blackman and Ed Davender. Rob Locke will play the middle, and Paul Andrews is going to get a start tonight, along with Irv Thomas at that other forward spot. So we find Richard Madison on the bench. And for Yugoslavia, the fellow to look at there is Drazen Petrovic, number 4. He's an outstanding guard. He will be joined in the backcourt by Radovic. Divac will be the starting center. Hazpai, one of the starting forwards. And you can take your own guess on how to pronounce that name at the bottom. Siviatasanen, I believe, is correct. But we'll give it a try when we come back. We'll have the first half action coming up for you in just a moment.
There's
as a Farm Bureau agent in your county. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. All around coverage, all around Kentucky.
There is one printing company in Lexington which features a 6-color sheet-fed press, the only one in the area. There is a printing company in Lexington which produces sports publications, NCAA championship event programs, a company which can deliver for you high-quality printed items ranging from brochures to magazines, from concept to delivery, including design, layout, art, typesetting, printing, and binding. The company is Art Craft Press. Art Craft Press, we communicate your success.
There's only one thing worse than undercooked roast beef, and that's overcooked roast beef. That's why Hardee's uses a meat thermometer to make sure every roast beef sandwich is tender and juicy. Taste one now. Get a big roast beef for only 99 cents. Finding a better deal would be tough. No matter how you slice it, the hot roast beef sandwich from Hardee's.
Milo Hamilton back with it for the action now, and Davender brings it up as he has each time. Turnovers, they're the way it is in the early going, and as a result, nobody's on the board as yet. 18:20 left in the first half. Davender near side, baseline, going to Blackman. Bring it back outside, nothing doing underneath. Oh, it looked like he wanted to hit Locke. I think Locke thought he was going to shoot the ball.
It looked like that. Third turnover against the Cats, and Yugoslavia playing what really is a matchup zone here in the early going, and it's giving the Cats some problems.
Petrovic doesn't get his either. Tapped out, and they'll have another chance at it. Number 4, Drazen Petrovic is the fellow that can really play this game. They think they've got a chance at an Olympic medal in '88, and there's a foul down under.
Well, Yugoslavia has played some fine basketball down through the years. This is traditionally now one of the top 5 teams in the world. As you see Rob Locke picking up the first foul of the ball game. Number 1 on Locke and number 1 on the team.
And Petrovic gets them on the board.
Three-point goal by Petrovic.
So far in this game, Milo, we have had only a couple of shots taken, so the turnovers have certainly taken their toll. We've now played over 2 minutes.
And Yugoslavia opened up with their specialty, the three-point play by Petrovic. 3-0 Yugoslavia, 17:30 first half. Well, they've really double-teamed on Locke there, but he does get it away to Arnold. He'll put it down. So Paul Andrews has put it down. It's a point difference here. Good play. Beautiful hustle there by Irving Thomas.
Well, that's what Coach Eddie Sutton wants to see.
Petrovic in behind a pick. That's what they do a lot of. Taken off in there by Blackman. Is he going to get it to Davender? He does. Down under. And blocked from behind. Boy, great recovery there by Yugoslavia.
As a look at the Yugoslavian coach, Kresimir Kozic off the bench, played at BYU. At one time played against Eddie Sutton in a ball game quite a few years ago. It was back when Eddie was coaching at Creighton out in the Midwest.
Overloaded the far side. Take it back out to Davender. Near side Andrews. Tried to work it in too tight. It's really tough to get it down in under there. Another turnover. And down in under goes Petrovic with a good move. 5-2. Yugoslavia leading.
Petrovic with all 5 of the Yugoslavian points, and that is the biggest lead of the game for either team now.
Paul Andrews has the only bucket for the Cats so far. Davender works it to the far side. Davender tries to swing near side, gets it in the corner. Blackman inside the three-point line. Block baseline. Passed it, intercepted in there. Paspai on the break. Paspai got it. So Paspai is on the board. It's a 7-2 ball game and a 5-point lead.
And I believe now that's 5 turnovers charged against the Cats. It has been a ragged opening few minutes here at Rupp Arena. We have not yet played 4 minutes in this game.
Going to have to do some adjustment about trying to work it inside, though, with a bunch, and Locke with a good move. A beautiful spin by Rob Locke. 7-4, Yugoslavia Nationals with the Kentucky Wildcats. 15:55 remaining first half at the Rupp Arena. Now the Cats are keeping him out a little closer to the line here, Rob. Got him up in the air. Good defense for the Cats right here. Devitt. 9-4. They go back to a 5-point lead again. Davender bringing it up. Comes near side this time. Looked at Locke, but he was too far out. Andrews. No. Locked down, and he's fouled. That's the way to come down and try to go right back up with it, though.
Exactly what Rob Locke has to do. We saw Rob make a fine move inside just a moment ago, and watch him go to the boards right here. Foul is on Radovich underneath. That is exactly what Eddie Sutton wants to see Rob Locke doing inside.
That's the thing you want him to do, especially. Don't try to put the ball on the floor. Go right back up in there with it.
Locke at the line for 2 free throws.
We got a couple of team fouls now on each club as Kentucky has its first trip to the line tonight.
Locke last year was not a good free throw shooter. In fact, he shot better from the field than he did from the line. But he starts it off right here tonight. He was a 48% free throw shooter last year. This is a big guy that's got to step forward and be counted. Give you some rugged work underneath.
He's got to play a lot of minutes, Milo, and it's not going to be easy. Rob's going to be put in a situation where he's going to be tired out much of the time. Richard Madison now has just checked in for the Cats.
Madison, number 42, knocked up in the air by Madison. So it didn't take him long to get into the action. Yugoslav knock it out of bounds.
Third turnover charged to Yugoslavia now.
Chance to really get close here. 9-6 Yugoslavia. 15:05 remaining in the first half. Cats have never led. They've trailed by as much as 5 on 2 occasions. Swing it to the far side. Andrews deep in the corner. Cross court. Blockman, 3 points if it goes. Nope. Air ball.
Now James just came up empty-handed on that one. Well short of the mark, and the ball going out of bounds, so Yugoslavia will take over. 14:49 left to go in the first half. We've got a 3-point game as you look at Eddie Sutton. Yugoslavia on top, 9-6.
Petrovic against Andrews. Good ball handler, good shooter, good 3-point shooter. That's Petrovic. Good D there by Andrews. Made him pass it off in the air. That will be a travel on pass 5. Another turnover for the Nationals.
Both teams having some problems getting on track. That is the 4th turnover now on Yugoslavia.
9-6, Yugoslavia leading. Chance with a 3-pointer here to tie it. Last time took a 3-point shot, but not able to make it. See what they work this time. Cross country goes over to Blackmon. Into the corner, but back out to Davender. He'll jump it from there, and it'll be short off the front. Madison battled for it. He wants to put it up, and it goes. Madison, good work there. He earned that bucket.
Oh, he sure did. That's what Eddie Sutton wants to see Madison doing this season. And Richard comes off the bench and quickly gets on the board. A 1-point game now, Milo.
9-8, Yugoslavia. Petrovic in on the line, but can't shoot. This is Sivieta Channon. He doesn't get taken off by Locke. Now a chance to go in front for the first time for the Cats. Blackman comes back out. It was jammed up in the middle. Takes it clear over in the corner to Andrews. Cross country, Davender. Up and no. Tipped up in there by Blackman. Good work. Shoots it and no. Taken down in there by Sivieta Channon. Down court they go with pass 5. This will be 3 points if it goes. No good by Petrovic. But they still have the ball as Radovich has the ball. They swing it near side. Down and under to the big guy, Divac. And he gets on for the second time. 4 points for him. And it's an 11-8 ball game, Yugoslavia.
He's just 18 years old, Milo. 7 feet 2 inches tall. Divac.
They've got a lot more youngsters here tonight than the team that's been playing their first 3 games around the country. Thomas at the scorer's table. He'll be coming back in. Madison in the corner, and Blackman can't get it up. Locke makes a move. That'll be a charge on Locke. It'll be Locke's second foul.
Well, no question about it. If it had not been a charge, it certainly would have been a travel as Rob just took off with the ball. Rex Chapman now checking into the game for the Wildcats. And Irv Thomas is
11-8 ball game. Yugoslavia, a high-scoring ball club, but the Cats have been playing good D against them here.
And we got the two freshman guards in the game now. Rex Chapman in there, also Derek Miller in there, wearing number 4 out of Savannah.
Davender comes near side. Takes it over quarter court. Looking inside, nothing doing. Just have to get it out of there to Miller. He wanted to get it inside, but taken away in there by Divic. And that's 7 turnovers for the Cats as they trail by 3 here. 11:50 remaining in the first half. No substitutions for Yugoslavia. I guess that's the way it was at BYU the other night. They played pretty much their starting lineup. 11-8. Yugoslavia with the ball and leading. That wouldn't go, and a three-pointer by Radovic. Radovic followed and couldn't get it. Good rebound by Madison.
Good, strong rebound by Richard Madison. And now this crowd at Rupp Arena is starting to come to life.
Miller, the youngster, who is really a diamond in the rough. One of these nights before he leaves here, he'll light this place up like a Christmas Eve. Chapman. So young Chapman, Mr. Basketball. First shot in a varsity uniform, and it goes down for him. We're tied at 11. Trying to fight down and under there, but they get it down in the baseline again. That'll be pass 5. It'll go for pass 5. And he has 6. Chapman's bucket was a three-point goal, wasn't it? So it's back to 13-11. A 2-point lead now for Yugoslavia as they go in front 13-11. The only tie was at 11. Nearing the halfway point of the first half. Miller deep in the corner to Madison. Take it way back out to Davender. 22 seconds on the shot clock. That'll go for Miller. So the two kids hit their first shots.
Well, hopefully there's going to be a lot more of this to come in the future. Derek Miller and Rex Chapman getting off to a good start here tonight.
And the Cats have their first lead. That will go for Petrovic. Petrovic now has 7, and they go back in front. 15-14, Yugoslavia. We're halfway through the first half with Yugoslavia leading by 1. The Cats have led only once when they led 14-13. Trying to get it down in there a little tighter, but it's really tough, Rob, to work inside against this Yugoslavian team. I know that was one of the things Tennessee said. That's Thomas. Thomas can't get it, too hard off the glass. Up court they go. Cross country as it goes to pass 5. Looked like he traveled, no call. That bucket won't go for Divic. Taken down in there by Madison. The Cats have a chance to go back in front. They trail 15-14 as they bring it up. 9:18 remaining in the first half. Davender directing traffic. Chapman from Owensboro, and what a prep he was. They expect him to be one of the great ones before he leaves. Working it around the outside, a little concentration lapse there. And 8 turnovers by the Cats. Petrovic stops, shoots it, and no good. Hard off the glass. Chapman will come out of there with it. Chapman looking up court. Back to him. He passed it back, and I think Davender thought Chapman was going to shoot. Chapman maybe has as good a view of the court as any youngster you'll see.
A great basketball sense. There's no question about that. Now the Cats will set it up here with 8:40 left to go in the half.
Thomas, oh, what a block by Paspai. He went right up in there on him. Now Petrovic down in the baseline and under, and it goes to Sivieta Channon.
What a great, great pass that was. You're not going to see a better one.
17-14, Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia led as much as by 5. They did that on 2 occasions. It's a 17-14 ball game, Yugoslavia. 8:10 remaining in the first half. Chapman out between the circles. They swing it to the far side. That's the strong side. Swing it right back near side. Cross country, Davender. Yugoslavia came back on the D in good shape right there. Back out to Chapman. Chapman looking down under. Blocked and fouled from behind by Divic.
For Yugoslavia, number 7.
That'll be number 1 on Divic. Kentucky trailing here 17-14 with 7:57 left to go in the first half, and we got a timeout on the floor.
And be sure to stay tuned as later in the game we announce Coca-Cola's player of the game.
Three generations of Wilsons, sharing life, sharing experiences, the joy of the past, and the promise for the future. All trusting in the security of knowing we've been there all along and will be there tomorrow. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kentucky.
Demand Dodge from your Louisville Dodge dealers, Commonwealth Dodge, Dodge World, and Royal Dodge.
I never have enough shirts, I never have enough shoes, just a couple of pair of 501 blues, that's all I need. You said button fly, I say yes indeed. They shrink to fit everywhere on me. Now I may have to hurry to get some new shoes, but I never have to worry about my Levi's 501 blues.
Levi's pre-washed jeans, available at Snyder's.
All right, Bob, we're ready for you on the Yugoslavian bench, my man.
I'm over here learning my Yugoslavian, Milo. I'm with Boris Cishancic. Did I get it anywhere close?
You did
close
it well.
enough. He is a team leader, a big businessman in Yugoslavia.
Yeah, certainly.
Now, how's the team enjoying the trip?
Oh, it's fine, except we rushed to the States. I have the feeling we'll play 8 games in 25 hours, except for the 2 days, which is not true. In the wonderful city of Lexington and this magnificent arena.
Now, what are they doing? Eating at McDonald's?
No, we are in the Hyatt, and we stayed there. It's wonderful, and we go tomorrow.
Now, Krasmir Cesic, he's the coach, correct?
Yeah.
Now, when he talks, if we translated that to English, could we put that on television?
No, except if you translate, you understand?
Few translations. Milo, I think I better go back to you.
All right, and this is the first half with 7:57 remaining till intermission. And, of course, Bob will be back at the half with an interesting halftime feature. 3-point scoring. Yugoslavia not quite as hot as they've been in their other games, Rob.
That's true. Just 1 of 4 so far, and Kentucky hitting 2 of 4. The 2 freshmen getting the 3-pointers for the Cats. Yugoslavia is on a tough swing. They got 5 games in 5 days coming up here. They go to Columbus tomorrow night to play Ohio State. Then they've got Illinois, Wichita State, and North Carolina.
So nothing down and under, so the youngster Chapman took it way back outside for them. Chapman out between the rings. Davender back in there. That's Miller, Davender, and Chapman. First game, so we'll give you those players when they get the ball a little more often than we will later in the year. That was almost a foul from behind, but they call it a clean block. Petrovic down and under, dotted line, and he got it. Petrovic with 9. He's the leading scorer. Locke is the leading scorer for the Cats with 4. They go back in front by 5. It's the 3rd time tonight they have led by 5. 19-14, Yugoslavia Nationals over the Kentucky Wildcats. Overload the far side. Now they swing it near side. Look at that good pass inside. Madison just wouldn't go for it. Fought for it. Fought again, but blocked in there by Divic. Divic, 6'11", went up in there and blocked it twice on Madison, so they came out empty. Couture, number 7 in there now for Yugoslavia for the first time. Petrovic, he's their big man. He gets those 29s, 39s, and 40s. And that's Couture, the fellow who just came in a moment ago. And it's 21-14, a 7-point lead. That is now the biggest lead of the night.
Well, let's see how the Wildcats now attack this zone on this trip down court. It has been giving them all kinds of problems.
Haven't been able to work that ball inside, which was the scouting report on them. Boy, they make it tough on you. Chapman looking near side. Miller will put it up. Miller will get it. That's a three-point play, his second. 21-17. That cuts it down to 4. Petrovic locked back in there. Petrovic doesn't get it. He's not hitting tonight the way he did in their earlier 3 games, is he?
Now we got a foul called on Yugoslavia. Let's see who this one is on. Is it on Radovic?
It's on Radovic, and it is second.
James Blackman checking back into the Kentucky lineup, and I believe Davender is going to get a rest.
21-17, Yugoslavia leading. We just went under the 6-minute mark in the opening half. Milo Hamilton with Bob Dominy and Rob Bramley with the action from Rupp Arena. Just the first of many telecasts for you this season, right here on the Kentucky Television Basketball Network. Chapman. He's going to put it up. He'll get it.
The crowd loves it.
That's 5 for the youngster, Rex Chapman, the AP Athlete of the Year, and that will go for Sivieta Channon. That gives him 4, and it's a 23-19 ball game. Closest the Cats have been here in the second 10 minutes is 2. They trailed as many as by 7. 23-19. Miller, Madison, looking inside the nothing doing cross country, dangerous. Chapman, yes, 3 points.
And the Kentucky freshmen are now 5 for 5 in this game from outside. They have really filled it up.
And 3 of their 4 buckets are 3-pointers, Rob.
Absolutely.
23-22, Yugoslavia. Try to play some D here and go back in front. Petrovic bounces around and down. Whoa, the old bounce right there. 25-22, Yugos like that 26-22. They call him a 3-point play on that, Rob?
I believe they did. They put another point up on the board.
4-point difference. Chapman fakes it, hangs on. Back out to Blackman. Swing it far side, Miller. Madison tries to crowd through off the glass. It'll go. That'll be offensive interference counted for Madison.
And Kentucky now pulls back to within 2 points. We'll get another look at it here. Richard Madison working inside, and here comes the offensive goaltending. We'll be right back.
Big parade this year.
It's the economy.
Oh, Russell, what kind of motor oil are you using?
Motor oil is motor oil.
Motor oil definitely is not motor oil. A 4-cylinder engine works harder and needs the extra protection of specially formulated Valvoline 4-guard.
Not much of a parade this year.
It's the economy.
Oh, Russell.
Bob, I need a trainer.
How about Eddie?
He's just a kid.
So was I.
You've worked long and hard to get there. When the time comes, you hope you're ready.
You make America work. This bus for you.
Here's to you. Each would age for that clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
This bus for you.
There's only one thing worse than undercooked roast beef, and that's overcooked roast beef. That's why Hardee's uses a meat thermometer to make sure every roast beef sandwich is tender and juicy. Taste one now. Get a big roast beef for only 99 cents. Finding a better deal would be tough. No matter how you slice it, the hot roast beef sandwich from Hardee's.
In a high-tech fighter, avionics like these are your eyes. In your car, this eye tells you the all-weather Delco Freedom battery is raring to go. One glance is all the maintenance it takes in any weather, from the blazing desert heat to flash frozen with sub-zero liquid gas. You'll see why Delco is the world's largest producer of maintenance-free batteries.
To find your nearest retailer, call 584-5200 or look on page 109 in your yellow pages.
Never wait for trouble.
This broadcast is authorized under telecast rights granted by the University of Kentucky through Host Communications Incorporated, Lexington, Kentucky, solely for the entertainment of our viewing audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the description and account of this game without the express written consent of the University of Kentucky and Host Communications is prohibited. The announcers for this telecast are employees of Host Communications and have been selected with the approval of the University of Kentucky. Well, we've got 4 minutes and 19 seconds left to go in the first half, and right now Yugoslavia leads it by 2 at 26-24. And let's go to Bob Dominy. Robert?
All right, I'm here with Reggie Hansen, who is taking all of this in tonight. What do you think of the club so far?
They're looking pretty good. The two freshmen, Rex and Derek, they're pretty hot. If we can get the rest of the fellas going, we'll do all right.
Well, they like those three-pointers, don't they?
Yeah, they love them.
How about getting yourself back in the lineup again? How's the school going?
It's going all right. Things going okay. I'll be glad to get back next year, though.
When you look at the ball club, and of course they've been devastated by injuries and personal problems, how do you see the year coming along?
Well, if everybody, work together and just play hard, I think we'll be all right.
Now, how much are you allowed to be involved with the ball club?
Well, not too much at all. Basically, on my own, really.
If you want to go and watch practice, can you do that?
No, I can't.
Can't? That's not real legal either, huh?
No.
Well, watch the late telecast, learn a few things, and we'll see you next year.
All right, thanks.
All right, Reg, thanks for being with us. Milo? All right, Bob, with 4:19 remaining till intermission, and Bob will be back with an interesting halftime for you, we know. And they have brought in big Stojan Vorankovic. Now, he is number 11. When you see him handle the ball for the first time, he is 7 feet, 22 years old, and they think he's one of the best big men, and he will be something to see when the Olympics come in '88.
Well, they are very much looking forward to the Olympics in 1988. They're also looking forward to the European Championships, which I believe will be played next June. This team has put together a fine record in international competition, and they want it to continue.
Cats putting on some pressure here, trying to bother the Yugoslavian guards, but they solve it. Chapman almost fouled, but had the good body control to keep from it. There's the big Vorankovic. Gets on the board for the first time, and it's 28-24, Yugoslavia by 4. Their biggest lead was 7. That came right after the 10-minute mark. 28-24 Yugoslavia.
The Yugoslav bench with just 4 points now. Kentucky has got 18 points off the bench, and a great deal of that coming from the two freshmen, Miller and Chapman.
Yeah, included there 4 3-pointers. That's Miller again. Won't go this time. Fighting for it. Go to the court. Who's going to come out of there with it? The Yugoslavs do, as Sivieta Chanin controlled it. Petrovic. Radovic is back in there. Chichura. That gives him 4, and he's only been in the game a couple of minutes.
But his range is not like some of the others on this Yugoslav team, but he can put it up and hit it. You won't see him take the three-point shot that often.
30-24, nearing the 3-minute mark in the first half. Miller, baseline Chapman. Chapman in under to Locke, spins, got it. A good twisting turn by Locke. That gives him 6. First time he's been heard from since the first couple of minutes when he had a bucket and 2 free throws early. 6 points for Locke. 30-26. Yeah, Petrovic doesn't get this one. Good rebound work by Richard Madison from Memphis, Tennessee. Chapman brings it up. He's getting a lot of minutes here in the first half since he came in. He's stayed right in there. The two freshmen there. Locke looks again. Spins. No. Coming down with it now, Radovic. Radovic looking, pulls up. Sivieta Chanin back out to Petrovic, and he got it. Petrovic now. That's another 3-pointer, and it gives him 15 points. Quietly.
He's got 3 3-pointers. He's an outstanding guard, Milo. I've been told that he could probably play in the NBA. He's that good. It might be the best guard that Kentucky will see all season.
Slapping it up down there is
tried to slap it toward the hoop, Madison, but the Yugoslavs come down with it. They score here. It'll be their biggest lead of the night, and they do on a drive by Sivieta Chanin.
And a great pass from Petrovic. Tremendous pass.
9-point lead, Yugoslavia. That's their biggest lead of the night. The Cats had cut it to 2 earlier here in the second 10 minutes, but Yugoslavia's run away with a pretty good lead now, 35-26. 1:30 remaining in the first half. Chapman going to bring it back out in the middle. It'll look to the far side to Miller. Cats have cooled off as far as getting some good shots away. Chapman will put it up and get it. Another three-pointer. It gives him 11 points. And it's 35-29, down to a 6-point difference. 11 points for the youngster, Rex Chapman from Owensboro.
And he is by far Kentucky's leading scorer in the game.
Good defense there, but a foul called. It'll be called on Blackman.
Well, they get James with the foul. Let's take a look at it here. Yugoslavia leading it 35-29. Let's see if we can pick it up here from court level as James Blackman goes up. Little difficult to see the ball knocked away, and they call him for the foul. We'll continue in just a moment.
This bud's for all that you do.
It could be any time now.
No, Bill had to leave. Can I help you?
A friend is counting on you.
Need copies by 4:30. I'll cover it for him. Not a word.
You keep on coming through, 'cause you make America work, and this bud's for you.
Here's to you, Beechwood Age, for that clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
This bud's for you.
3 generations of a family, sharing life, sharing experiences, the joy of the past and the promise for the future, all trusting in the security of knowing we've been there all along and will be there tomorrow. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kentucky.
Jack, I heard you came into a lot of money.
Money? Take my advice. Put it in gold.
Thanks, I appreciate
In
it.
this economy, you want liquidity.
Well, thanks, but I put
Three
it all...
words, Jack. Tax-exempt bonds. Think about it.
Thanks, but I put it all in the bank.
Boy, was that dumb.
Well, I've got 30% in stocks, 20% in retirement funds, 10% in the money market, and 40% in CDs. I got good advice. A good balanced portfolio.
Which bank was that?
Available at Snyder's.
And the Wildcats heading back onto the court as you look at the field goal shooting overall here in the first half. Yugoslavia has burned the nets for 62%. 3-pointers, Kentucky has hit 5 of 7. Yugoslavia 4 of 8 from the floor. And the Yugoslav team at the free throw line here, Petrovic, as we get back.
And those 3-pointers are from the 2 freshmen, Miller and Chapman. Chapman's 4 for 4 and 3 for 3 with his 3-pointers.
Rex with 11 has really been the big highlight in this game for the Wildcats.
Petrovic at the line. And he'll get it, and that'll give him 16 points. 16 for Petrovic, an 8-point lead for Yugoslavia. Under 1 minute. 50 seconds, first half. And the lock tries to go baseline, pulls up, and he is double-teamed down there, and a foul's been called.
Now, Rob really having a tough time inside with the big fellas. I'll tell you, when you find Vrankovic here in front of you, you have got a lot to deal with. There he is, number 11, Stovan Vrankovic. 21 years old, stands 7 feet 1.
Missed the free throw. Locke was 6 points, 2 field goals, and 2 free throws. Got to convert those charity tosses here. You're down 37-29. He rattles it. 7 points for Locke. 7-point difference, Yugoslavia. Clock running at Rupp Arena. 40 seconds, first half. Remember, Bob Dominy will be with you at halftime. Moving toward the half-minute mark here. Trying to play some D and keep them off the board for a bigger lead here at halftime. 25 seconds. $20 seconds on the shot clock. It's almost even for the shot clock and the big clock. Taking a look around, Radovich. Chapman out there with him. Siviet to Channon. 19-footer won't go. It would have been a two-pointer had it gone. And it was touched last by Yugoslavia, and Vrankovic was the man who touched it. So the Cats will have 7 seconds to try to put something on the board here, trailing 37-30. The biggest lead was 9. The closest the Cats got here in the second 10 minutes was 2. They led only once, 14-13. That will not go for Andrews, and the first half is history with this score at halftime at Rupp Arena in the curtain raiser for the Cats this year in the exhibition with Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia 37, Kentucky 30.
The Dawhair's tradition, rooted in Christian Dior, America's premier designer for men. Fashion that takes you through business on to dinner, and your individual look spells success in beautifully tailored suits. Shirts and ties that reflect the attitudes of today's man. Your lifestyle demands it. Dawhair's has it. Let your style shine through in Christian Dior at Dawhair's.
The Dawhair's tradition.
I know that you know H&S has the best buys in hardware. But do you know about H&S Toyland? Boy, do we have toys! Bristol Blocks, Kitty Clocks, Bogglebert, and Big Bird, Gas and Go, G.I. Joe, Bikes, Trikes, and Baby Smurfs, Robots, GoBots, Glowworm, Lincoln Logs, Snoopy Dogs, Rubber Dub Dogs, Pound Puppies, Wrinkle Pups, and Hot Wheels. H&S has really great deals. Bingo, Rambo, Lego, Play-Doh, Rambo, Commando, Jessie, Betsy, Betsy, Teddy, Betty, My Friend, Jenny, Crossbow, Ring, Dust, Rainbow, Bike, Rubber, Light, Care, Bear, Bye, Bye, Bear, Smarty, Bear, Tropical Ken, Tropical Barbie, Tropical Skipper, Candyland, Ping Pong, Puzzles, Paint the Phone that rings. H&S has everything! And you can lay away until December 20th at all 3 H&S Toyland locations, Preston, Dixie, and J-Town. H&S Toyland. Now you know.
This Friday and Saturday, the National Hot Rod Truck Pull Championship Finals in Lexington's Rupp Arena. Axle swapping, gear grinding champions in their ground-pounding 4x4s and unlimited horsepower two-wheel drive trucks. Super powerful tractors and semis. High riser with 2 supercharged alcohol-burning engines. Autograph sessions with Heehaw's Nurse Goodbody. Win a Thoroughbred horse, free entry blanks, full dice. Foodtown Fan Appreciation Night Friday. It's the Grand National Finals this Friday and Saturday. Rupp Arena. Sponsored by Conrad Chevrolet AMC Jeep Renault. The big one is coming.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Ashland Oil. By Valvoline, motor oil is not just motor oil. By Coke, your local Coca-Cola bottler. Catch the wave. By Blue Cross Blue Shield, the one you've always trusted. And by Budweiser, Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste.
And by First National Bank, put it to work for you. By Snyder's, Louisville Specialty Department Store. By Hardee's, try our Rise and Shine biscuits made from scratch. And by Commonwealth, Dodge World, and Royal Dodge.
We are at halftime at Rupp Arena, the University of Kentucky in their first test of the season in an exhibition against the Yugoslav Nationals. And not a bad half, really. Yugoslavia leading Kentucky 37-30. But remember, the Yugoslavs on their American tour have been averaging 104 points a game. The one thing that Eddie Sutton did not want to get into with the Yugoslavs is an up-and-down game. And what he's had so far is a controlled offense and some very good defense. But watch what Yugoslavia does here. Watch them penetrate the baseline. Ordinarily, a player would go up for the shot. The push-out way out court to Petrovic, and watch him hit the three-pointer. And has he been hot in the first half? Has scored at least half of the Yugoslavia points as they lead 37-30. The thing you got to like about Kentucky, how about those freshmen? Derek Miller and Rex Chapman have been bombing away from the outside, and it's been their three-pointers. I think they've been 4 of 5, if my arithmetic is correct, and they have been hot so far for the Wildcats and have really been keeping them in the ball game from the outside. we'll see in the second half if those freshmen can keep up in front of this 23,000 pack who are really enjoying it tonight against the Yugoslav Nationals. The University of Kentucky students face many decisions in their academic careers, but there is plenty of help available. Keith Elkins has more about student advising in tonight's University Report.
This is University Report with Keith Elkins.
The University of Kentucky offers 117 academic majors, and while that presents a lot of opportunities, sometimes a student can use some help in making decisions.
Political science course.
That's where people like Barbara Mabry come in. She's director of advising for the College of Arts and Sciences. She says she wants to treat each student's problems individually and come up with a solution that suits that student.
There are a lot of students who don't know what they want to do, or students who have unrealistic goals. And part of our job is to help them find the right spot in the university where they can succeed.
And students appreciate the help because academic decisions, such as choosing a major, can be difficult.
I would not have been able to make an educated choice without that advising. It was personal. I feel like that my advisor and I have a good rapport, and it was very helpful.
We sat down and took all aspects of my life and wrote things out also, and we just decided that's what would be the best suited for me.
Some of the UK colleges assign individual faculty members to students as advisors. But whether faculty members or professional advisors do the counseling, the result is that individual help is available for all students at the University of Kentucky.
The University of Kentucky, a great place to get a college education.
There is one of those precocious freshmen, Rex Chapman, hitting one of the three-pointers he hit in the first half. Let's give our stations along the Great Kentucky Network a chance to identify themselves. This is the University of Kentucky Basketball Network.
Clothes piled in a heap, no selection. There must be dozens of consignment stores like this. Until now, Foster Doors Consignment Incorporated. You've never seen a store quite like it.
Bacon's anniversary sale is coming, and it's a sale worth celebrating. Bacon's anniversary sale starts Wednesday, so you can start your holiday shopping. Entertaining ideas for your home, exciting fashions for you, exceptional values all through the store. Join the celebration. Bacon's anniversary sale starts Wednesday. We want to be your holiday store. Bacon's, for the way you live today.
Dr. Beisers of Louisville introduces the one-price sale. Right now, every pair of glasses at Dr. Beisers of Louisville is just one price. Special lenses, no problem, still one price. Choose from the largest selection of frames, just one price. They'll even make your glasses while you wait, and it's still one price. See the difference at Dr. Beisers of Louisville, First and Market downtown. But hurry, the one-price sale won't last forever.
Best wishes to UK cheerleader Dale Baldwin.
University of Kentucky Pep Band playing the strains of the UK fight song as the Wildcats return to the floor. Our second half coming up in just a moment. A couple of thoughts, a couple of things that haven't been happening for the Wildcats is they're not controlling the boards, and they are outmanned inside. And one of the reasons they are not getting out on the fast break and getting the easy basket is that they are not controlling the boards. The other thing is that Locke is having a tough time inside. This nice spin move here, one of the rare moves of the first half for the youngster inside. He's just outmanned in there. They're going to have to get something going. I'm sure Eddie's talked to him at halftime about that. We're going to take a look at statistics and the second half action in just a moment with Milo and Rob on the floor. After this, timeout.
3 generations of a family, sharing life, sharing experiences, the joy of the past and the promise for the future. All trusting in the security of knowing we've been there all along and will be there tomorrow. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kentucky.
High school graduation can be the basis of a better life. And at Ashland Oil, we know a good teacher makes a difference.
Hey, there's Mr. Adams, our junior high science teacher.
Mr. Adams, how you doing?
Great.
By the way, I'm really proud to see that all of you are graduating. Sometimes you made me wonder.
And you always made us study.
Ashland Oil supports programs that improve the quality of teaching. In Ashland's America, we care about you in everything we do.
The Dodge boys want to introduce you to a brand new American pickup, Dodge Dakota. Dakota comes from totally new stock. It's America's first true mid-sized pickup. But since everybody's a little different, what counts to you?
Wide open country?
You get 3 across seating up front and an available 8-foot bed and back.
Straight top?
See for yourself. The new Dakota at the Dodge boys. We know what counts.
And Dakota territory.
It's University of Kentucky basketball. Tonight from Rupp Arena in Lexington, Yugoslavia takes on the Kentucky Wildcats. Tonight's game is being brought to you by Ashland Oil. By Valvoline, motor oil is not just motor oil. By Coke, your local Coca-Cola bottler. Catch the wave. By Blue Cross Blue Shield, the one you've always trusted. And by Bud Light, the light beer with the first name and taste. Everything else is just a light.
And by First National Bank. Put it to work for you. By Snyder's, Louisville's specialty department store. By Hardee's. Try our quarter-pound burger a little closer to home. And by Commonwealth, Dodge World, and Royal Dodge.
And a quick look now at the first half statistics. Look at Yugoslavia shooting 59% compared to the Wildcats 48%. However, the three-point shooting, Yugoslavs did not take that many shots, just 6. Kentucky hitting 5 of 7, thanks to the freshmen, right at 73%. But Yugoslavia, with that 59% shooting in the first half, right now owns a 7-point lead at halftime. Look at the rebounds, fairly even. Although it's been very, very tough for Rob Block inside, as Bob pointed out. Eddie Sutton certainly not happy with those 10 turnovers in the first half. There's the scoring. Rex Chapman leading the way with 11. Rob Block had 7. And as we take a look at Yugoslavia's scoring here in the first half, Petrovic leading all scores with 17. What a first half he had, Milo.
Well, he is some ball player, as we told you, and now we're ready to go, and Yugoslavia gets to put the ball in play at midcourt. Chapman is going to start the second half. You see him there on defense. Davender out there on Petrovic. Back out they go to Civietta Channon. Down in under to Chatura. No good. Tapped up in the air by Madison and out of bounds. And it'll go to Yugoslavia, leading 37-30 as we start the second half.
And Kentucky coming out very aggressive here at the start of the second 20 minutes, trying to play that tight man-to-man, getting right up.
Trying to drive down the lane. And a foul as they went down the lane there. It'll be on Chapman.
On Chapman, his first.
So Chapman picking up his first foul. That will go.
Petrovic down underneath. He got free.
Gives him 19 points. They go right out in front by 9 here to start the second half. And the crowd of 20,229 paid, getting a little anxious here. You can hear them trying to start this ball club on lock. Turn around. Spin down. Lock with 9.
And that shot from a side, not the shot that you might see Rob take that often, but that time he got it to go around the rim and go down through.
But we've got to get some of that, Rob. Get something down in under. Petrovic spinning, turning, and he'll get it. That gives him 21. Right back to the 9-point lead. 41-32. We played just a little over a minute here in the second half. Eddie Sutton directing traffic on the far side. Davender looking, and Chapman will be the playmaker here, and Davender will take off down and under. Chapman near side Blackman. Madison baseline. Blackman back out it goes to Davender. In the lane. Pulls up guarded by Radovic. take it back out to Chapman. Fakes the shot. Puts it up. Got it. That's a two-pointer and gives him 13 points. 13 for Chapman in his varsity debut. That'll be a travel. A travel on Radovich. Let's see if a turnover there can maybe spark it. You could just kind of sense the way the crowd acted there, and they're going to get another look at Chapman here.
Well, that was the 7th turnover on Yugoslavia, but Rex hitting it off balance.
41-34 Yugoslavia. Blackman out on top. Looking around. Chapman far side. Comes in between the rings. Guarded by Radovich. Turns around, goes the other way. Davender in the corner. Wanted to shoot, but had no room. Chapman looks under. Beautiful, and that'll be a foul. What a pass by Chapman.
Well, Chapman can do it all. Not only can he shoot, but he is a tremendous leaper, and he is also sensational passing the basketball, as you see right here. There's James Blackman getting open down at the baseline. Didn't get the bucket, but he drew the foul.
That was on Brankovic.
His second, Milo, and the first on the team on Yugoslavia here in the second half.
James Blackman at the line. He'll be shooting 2, and the first one spins off.
Now, one thing that he wants to do is improve that free throw percentage. It was 57.7 last season.
And converts the second. Settles 1 for 2. And Blackman getting his first points of the night, right, Rob?
That's right.
So they cut it from 9 down to 6 here. It's a 41-35 game. They threw it into backcourt. That'll be a backcourt violation.
Now, Rex Chapman went for the steal there. Couldn't quite get to it, but as it turns out, he doesn't have to. Backcourt violation, and Yugoslavia with a 6-point lead. Their coach, Kozic, sits back down on the bench. Kentucky here can pull back to within 4.
Davender takes a look. Comes back out to Chapman. They've overloaded the near side. Looking inside, nothing doing. They've got Locke really bottled up in there. Take it back out to Davender. Chapman outside the three-point line. Tried to force it in. Knocked away from Locke. Petrovic on the dotted line. It'll go, and a foul.
And a big play for Yugoslavia. They had their lead cut down to 6 points, and here comes the steal, and down court they get it to Petrovic, and he goes to the lane and draws the foul right there. We'll be back in a moment.
If you just ask for a light beer,
give me a light.
You never know what you'll get.
Thoughts? No, actually, Bud Light.
So if you want the less filling light beer with the first name and taste, ask for Bud Light.
Yours? No.
Because everything else...
Give me a light.
Showtime! It's just a light.
The most complete, in-depth look at round ball in the Bluegrass State is yours with K-Wood's Kentucky Basketball. This exciting color magazine gives you a cat's eye view of the 1987 Wildcats and details high school basketball in Kentucky. K-Wood's picked the 5 most exciting games he's seen the Cats play in the last 33 years. Send $4.95 to K-Wood's Kentucky Basketball. P.O. Box 1986A, Lexington, Kentucky 40593, 1986.
There's only one thing worse than undercooked roast beef, and that's overcooked roast beef. That's why Hardee's uses a meat thermometer to make sure every roast beef sandwich is tender and juicy. Taste one now. Get a big roast beef for only 99 cents. Finding a better deal would be tough. No matter how you slice it. The hot roast beef sandwich from Hardee's.
I never have enough shirts, I never have enough shoes, just a couple of pair of 501 blues, that's all I need. You said button fly, I say yes indeed. They shrink to fit everywhere on me. Now I may have to hurry to get some new shoes, but I never have to worry about my Levi's 501 blues.
Levi's pre-washed jeans, available at Snyder's.
All right back to the action here. Boy, it got hot and heavy down in there in a hurry, didn't it?
A moment ago, there was a foul called on Rex Chapman. No basket.
Yeah, they did not allow that basket, and the Yugoslavs complained about it.
Well, it is still a 6-point game at 41-35. Yugoslavia leading.
Brankovic. The Kukuts. Number 15. Kukuts in for the first time here tonight, just coming in the last 30 seconds. Petrovic, and as he tried to take it, but look at that follow, and that's Varankovic. Stojan Varankovic.
Second bucket of the night for him, I believe. He's got 4.
43-35 Yugoslavia, 16:35 remaining in the ball game. Biggest lead of the night was early here in this half, a 9-point lead. Madison spins off for him, tried to fight back up, taken down. Intercepted by Madison, but couldn't control. Good hustle, though, by Madison.
And that's what the Cats need to see from Richard Madison. Almost got the ball back, not quite. Yugoslavia now back in front by 8, and a chance here to extend it to 10 or possibly 11 with a 3-pointer.
16:15 remaining in the game. Petrovic down on the baseline, backing off with a 3-point play, wouldn't go for Sivieta Shannon. Chapman got it down court, but broken up in there by Petrovic. Petrovic's going to take it down, pull up, slapped away. Good D by Rob Locke.
Well, the Yugoslavs took it away, and Rob Locke says, "You're not going to do that to me. I'm just going to knock it right back at you." Petrovic going to the basket, and there's the block by Rob Locke, and the fans here at Rupp Arena love it. They call a charge on Petrovic, his first foul of the night.
I want to remind you, Hyatt Regency Lexington's Eat, Sleep, and Be Merry package includes a deluxe room and continental breakfast for 2 for only $59 single or double. Call 606-253-1234. Ask for the Shoppers Package, subject to availability. Good through December 30th, 1986. Cats on the offensive off to the left side. Davender. Madison came out to help, but they didn't get the pass. Davender tried to get it up, but partially blocked. Taken down again by Davender. It was kept alive in there by Blockman. Good effort by Blockman. If they get a bucket here, now this trip, it'll because Blockman kept it alive. Blockman back out it goes to Davender. Down and under to Madison. Turning, yes. Madison gives him 6 for the evening. It's 43-37 Yugoslavia. 15-12 remaining in the ball game. Milo Hamilton along with Rob Bromley and Bob Dominy. Hope you're enjoying it as we bring it to you from Rupp Arena. 43-37 Yugoslavia. A fake and a travel. The travel on Chitura.
No question about it. Just as he faked, he traveled. And on Yugoslavia now, that's 9 turnovers in this ball game. And timeout called on the floor. Krasimir Kosic calling time with 15:02 left to go in the ball game, and his team right now in front, but by just 6 points. Yugoslavia 43, Kentucky 37, and we'll continue in just a moment.
High school graduation can be the basis of a better life, and at Ashland Oil, we know a good teacher makes a difference.
Hey, there's Mr. Adams, our junior high science teacher.
Mr. Adams, how you doing?
Great. By the way, I'm really proud to see that all of you are graduating. Sometimes you made me wonder.
And you always made us study.
Ashland Oil supports programs that improve the quality of teaching. In Ashland's America, we care about you in everything we do.
Hey, where's the 7-Up?
Didn't they teach you anything in college?
What do you mean?
Come on, Sprite tastes better than 7-Up.
Sprite?
Yeah, they even proved it in a taste test.
That's the one test I missed.
More people chose Sprite. It's the only caffeine-free soft drink with lemon. So?
Not bad, kid.
Hey, I could show you a few more things, too.
Now more than ever, it's Sprite.
Saving money is not everyone's idea of a good time. It takes effort and sacrifice. But the habit of saving on a regular basis definitely has its rewards. For 70 years, Great Financial Federal has been giving its customers a safe, steady return on their hard-earned dollars. And there's a lot to be said for a safe, steady return. Saving money is no day at the beach. That comes later.
The Dodge boys want to introduce you to a brand new American pickup, Dodge Dakota. Dakota comes from totally new stock. It's America's first true mid-sized pickup. But since everybody's a little different, what counts to you?
Wide open country?
You get 3 across seating up front and an available 8-foot bed and back.
Straight talk?
See for yourself. The new Dakota at the Dodge boys. We know what counts.
And Dakota territory.
Well, our next game coming up on Kentucky television. The Austin Peay Governors will be here, Rob.
Well, that's Lake Kelly's team, a former assistant coach here at the University of Kentucky. So I know a lot of the fans here look forward to seeing Lake again and see what he has in store for this 86-87 season. You look at the bench scoring, Kentucky with 25 points, Yugoslavia with 8.
And the bulk of that coming from the 2 freshmen, Chapman and Miller.
After the timeout, Yugoslavia scored 8 points, Kentucky just 1. So let's see what happens here.
All right, you've got Davender, gets it away to Andrews. Back out to Davender, was touched in there, but the Cats hang on. 43-37 Yugoslavia. Blackman took it down and under, then came back out to Davender. Paul Andrews. Trying to work it in where get a little penetration. That'll be a travel on Davender. Indecision costing him that play.
Yugoslavia went to the 1-3-1 that last trip down court, and the Cats have turned it over again.
43-37 Yugoslavia, moving toward the 14-minute mark in the second half. Suveta Channon bringing it up on the give and go and then down under in the corner, and that will go for Chatura. Chatura has 6 in the game, and it's 45-37. Back to an 8-point lead here.
Crowd getting a little anxious for a Kentucky basket now. Still plenty of time left, though. We've just gone under the 14-minute mark.
Blackman faked it off the glass too hard, but goes up, and that will go for Thomas. Thomas gets his first points of the night. Good effort there. He earned that bucket, went right up and put it right back in. 45-39, down to a 6-point margin. Need to play some D here.
Well, James Blackman tried to draw the charge, couldn't get it, and Petrovic ends up with another basket.
A 3-pointer gives him 24 points in the game. They go back in front by 9. 13:20 remaining in the second half. Tipped away but controlled. Cross country goes to Andrews. Thomas, he just tapped that ball away. Back near side, Davender looks, puts it up. It'll go. 2 points for Davender. His first points of the night.
That's unbelievable.
7-point game, Yugoslavia, 48-41. Blackman trying to force it down there, and Petrovic will go by him, and he will travel. Palmed it, I believe.
Little extra step, the 10th turnover charge to the Yugoslavs thus far in the game. And a substitute coming in now, Radovic.
Radovic goes in, and Kukasa goes out. Chance to cut the margin here. 48-41 Yugoslavia. Don't forget, as the action continues, we'll be selecting Coca-Cola's player of the game to be announced at the end of this half. 48-41 Yugoslavia. Blackman swings it near side to Davender.
They continue to work against this 1-3-1 zone.
Under to Thomas. That's the best penetration really working, and it gives him 4 points. 48-43. They cut it from 9 to a 3-point difference. Make it 5.
Penetration by Davender, and a good pass from Davender to Thomas.
And that bucket goes to Chatura. That gives him 8-4 in the second half. Back to a 7-point lead for the Yugoslav Nationals. Blackman, quarter court, far side. Andrews between the rings, swings it quickly to Davender, drives baseline, goes back out of there as the Yugoslavs are back on D in good shape. He was looking up into those big redwoods. 50-43. Andrews, Madison in the corner, back out to Davender. Nothing doing in that corner. They haven't been able to work on that 3-point play down toward the corner at all tonight. Taken away from Davender. Then he slaps it back out of bounds.
Good hustling play by Ed Milo.
Boy, Davender, once it was taken away from him, he really fought back for it.
second half field goal shooting. Kentucky right now at 60%, hitting 6 of 10, but Yugoslavia is at 67%, hitting 6 of 9 here in the second half.
Eddie Sutton has Derek Miller up off the bench. He'll be coming in shortly. Cats are trailing by 7 with 11:28 remaining in the second half. Madison, they overload the far side, back to Davender. Swing it to Blackman. He's going to put it up 3 if it goes. Wouldn't go. Fighting for it under there. Still battling. Picked up in there by Sveta Chanin. And here come the Yugoslav Nationals leading by 7. Oh, little alley-oop, and it goes for the big center, Divac.
Great pass by Petrovic.
That gives him 6 points in the game, and they're back in front by 9 with 11 minutes remaining in the ball game. Going to start chopping away here. Yugoslavia leading, 52-43. Thomas takes it back out. Davender 3. If it goes, it goes. 3 for Davender. Gives him 5. His first three-pointer of the night, and it's 52-46. Crowd getting a sampling here tonight of the three-point play, and that'll be the new rule, as you know.
Davender now with 5, Milo, but it's hard to believe that James Blackman does not have a field goal as of yet.
Blackman has 1 free throw, and that's in this half. Wouldn't go for Petrovic. Taken down, and up and down it goes, and that is Divac. Divac's second bucket in a row here, and gives him 8-4 in the second half.
And he did a nice job of using the glass that time, didn't he, as we approach the 10-minute mark in this game.
8-point difference. 54-46 Yugoslavia. Wouldn't go. And the height by Yugoslavia just too much under there. Divac, the big 6'11", got it down that time. Petrovic. And that'll be a whistle. That'll be a foul on Blackman, his second. Miller's coming in. Locke coming in. Blackman goes out. Madison goes out.
And the crowd here at Rupp giving Richard Madison and James Blackman a nice hand as they go to the bench. They appreciate the effort, but right now it's an 8-point difference.
Petrovic fakes it. Back on it goes to Divac, and he will get it. That gives him 10, and he's had 6 here in the last minute. 56-46, 10-point lead, the biggest lead of the night. This is the biggest margin of the evening. The Cats led only once. They led 14-13. That was just before the 10-minute mark of the first half. Yugoslavia went in front 15-14, and that bucket will go by Locke. Locke with 11.
Rob putting it home with authority that time.
11 points for Rob Locke. 4 of them in the second half. Davender against Petrovic. Went behind the pick, and he got it. That's a three-pointer, and gives him 27. 27 for Petrovic.
And 5 three-pointers along the way, and now it's an 11-point margin.
Biggest lead of the night either way. The Cats' only lead was a 1-point lead.
There's the three-point shooting so far. Yugoslavia 5 of 10. Kentucky has hit 6 of 9.
And one of those three-point shooters, Chapman, is at the scorer's table. He'll be coming in next time they're able to get anybody in. Davender to Andrews, quickly to Miller. Davender outside. Looking. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Davender. Up. Thomas just couldn't get it to go down. A little hard off the back of the rim. Down quickly as it goes to Chatura. And the bunny hop doesn't go. Here come the Cats. No advantage. Davender pulls up. Takes it back out. Good job there because it was a 1-on-3. He had no advantage. Instead of taking a bad shot, used his head, kept it, and brought it back out. Locked down under. Spinning. Knocked away in there by Divac. Thomas will get it. Irv Thomas. That gives him 6 in the night and all in the second half.
And it continues to be rough going inside for Irv Thomas and Rob Locke, but that time they just battled and Irv got the job done.
Petrovic doesn't get this one. Divac puts it up. It won't go. Locke doing a good job keeping that ball tapped up in there to keep it away from down in under. Cats weren't able to get the ball, but he kept the big guy from shooting another one. That will go. It's a three-pointer and 30 points for Drazen Petrovic.
Well, Milo, he had 29 against Tennessee, 39 against Virginia, 40 against BYU. And he is on his way to another big, big night, this one in Rupp Arena.
He got 30 with 7 minutes left. And they are leading 62-50, 12-point lead. That is now the biggest margin of the night. Davender looking from the dotted line off the glass. Davender gives him 7 for the evening. 62-52, and a timeout called here by the Yugoslavian Nationals.
Kozic, the Yugoslavian coach, deciding to go for a timeout with 6:43 left to go. It's a 10-point game. And right now, Yugoslavia has the advantage, 62-52, and we'll continue in just a moment.
Big parade this year.
It's the economy.
Oh, Russell, what kind of motor oil are you using?
Motor oil is motor oil.
Motor oil definitely is not motor oil. A 4-cylinder engine works harder and needs the extra protection of specially formulated Valvoline 4-guard.
Not much of a parade this year.
It's the economy.
Oh, Russell.
There is one printing company in Lexington which features a 6-color sheet-fed press, the only one in the area. There is a printing company in Lexington which produces sports publications, NCAA championship event programs, a company which can deliver for you high-quality printed items ranging from brochures to magazines, from concept to delivery, including design, layout, art, typesetting, printing, and binding. The company is Art Craft Press. Art Craft Press, we communicate your success.
Oh, but we've been with Jim in the bank since this company started.
Just don't offer us the service or the services First National does.
No, they've always done well by us.
They don't offer the cash management or the flexible financing we need, or the caliber of help that we need right now for growth and profitability.
Well, if you feel that strongly about it, let's talk to First National.
Good.
And go with the best.
There's only one thing worse than undercooked roast beef, and that's overcooked roast beef. That's why Hardee's uses a meat thermometer to make sure every roast beef sandwich is tender and juicy. Taste one now. Get a big roast beef for only 99 cents. Finding a better deal would be tough. No matter how you slice it, the hot roast beef sandwich from Hardee's.
I think the club could have used a nice little 6'7" player named, I got to search for him. Winston Bennett, I believe is the name.
Yes, that's the name.
Mr. B here is with me. You said to me, this may be a blessing in disguise.
Right, because the recruiting year we had this year, we'll be back next year.
Now, how's he taking it all? What's his attitude?
He's got a great attitude. He keeps me up, in fact. I saw him today, and he's laughing and carrying on, so he's doing real great.
Listen, the way he's going in school, we may have a doctor before we get out of here.
Well, that's great, too. We love that, too.
Mr. B, good luck. Take care of Winston for me. Don't let him get hurt like this.
Oh, I'll tell you, I'm hurt with him, too.
So are we. Milo?
All right, back to the action as the Yugoslavians went down court. The goal that went through did not count by Petrovic. Back court scoring. 14-27 for the Nationals, 10 out of 19 for Kentucky.
Foul was on Rex Chapman there, his third, and the fourth on the team here in the second half.
10-point difference. Good defense that time. They didn't let Petrovic drive that time.
Petrovic, a smart player. He's got great range. He's not really that quick, but he's certainly got all the moves.
Radovic on court. Now it goes to Chatura. That gives him 10 for the evening, and it's a 12-point lead again. Second time they've led by a dozen. 64-52, nearing the 6-minute mark in the ball game.
Cats now starting to run out of time. Of course, with that three-point shot, you're always in it.
But you notice now Yugoslavia is coming back out nearer to that three-point line. They're not letting them take it, but Chapman does. That would have been three had it fallen. Taken down by Locke. Tapped away from him from behind. Goes out of bounds. It will be Kentucky ball.
Well, the Wildcats will still have it. I thought that time Rob was going to feed the ball back outside. He decided to make the move back inside, try to go up with it, lost control.
Tapped away over on the far side. Tapped away by Kukoza. A lot of activity over on the Yugoslavian bench as well. They have a 12-point lead with 5:45 remaining in the game.
The way they're playing right now, Milo, that's a pretty good lead.
Wouldn't go for Miller. 3-point shot. Block going to take it back up. It'll fall. Block with 13. He's tied now with Chapman for the scoring honors for the Cats. 64-54. 5:20 remaining in the ball game. Petrovic, oh, he gets it done, doesn't he? He's got great control. That'll be a travel.
There's the front court scoring so far in this game.
For Yugoslavia, number 12, Kentucky-Yugoslavia.
64-54, Cats down by 10. We're right up to the next 5-minute mark here. Back out to Chapman. Miller. He's in 3-point range, but now he's inside of it. Tapped out of bounds by Yugoslavia. Touch last by Chutura. Remember, we'll be selecting the Coca-Cola player of the game. Will be announced at the end of the half. That's 2 points by Andrews. It's his first point since way early in the game. Only 4 points for the evening for him.
And Couture getting the layup back at the other end.
Gives him a dozen. Back to a 10-point lead. Madison at the scorer's table for the Cats. Just too much inside for Yugoslavia. And good all-around play by Drazen Petrovic. Way over in the corner. Just weren't able to come down. Thomas fouled from behind by Chutura.
Herb Thomas getting position inside, and now we're going to see him go to the free throw line as he was going back up with the shot. Take another look at it here. Rebounding in this game. The Cats have not been out-rebounded that badly. Yugoslavia with 21 at this stage, and Kentucky with 17.
Big Stojan Gorankovic, number 11, has come back into play the pivot. He's the outstanding young man in Yugoslavia. A big man. He's 7 feet tall. Hadn't played that much here tonight. Irving Thomas. Last year was a 57% free throw shooter. Thomas tonight has 6 points and make it 7. 66-57 Yugoslavia, 4:19 remaining in this game. I'm Milo Hamilton along with Rob Bromley and Bob Dominy as we have the timeout. We've got a chance for a word here from the folks who make it possible, and we'll be right back.
Give me a light.
That's not correct, Steve. Don't just ask for a light beer.
Come on, give me a light.
You asked for it, Steve. Yes, Steve. Bud Light, the light beer with the first name and taste.
Don't just ask for a light.
Bud Light, because everything else is just a light, Steve.
Three generations of Wilsons, sharing life, sharing experiences, the joy of the past, and the promise for the future. All trusting in the security of knowing we've been there all along and will be there tomorrow. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kentucky.
We wrote the first farm owner's policy
in the state of Kentucky. Today, with our all-new Farm Owners Package, we remain the leading insurer of Kentucky farmers. No matter where you farm in Kentucky, there's a Farm Bureau agent in your county. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. All-around coverage, all around Kentucky.
All right, ready to get back to the action. Thomas at the line. 66-57 Yugoslavia, 4:19 remaining. So he gets them both with a timeout in between, gives 8 points to Herb Thomas. Way down court they go with no problem. Sivet to Channon. And that gives him 8, his first in the second half. Back they go to a 10-point lead, 68-58. We're going to go under 4 minutes here. We just went under 4 minutes. Andrews, quarter court far side in the corner to Thomas. Now they're going to swing it weak side. Davender to Chapman. But Yugoslavia buckled on him in a hurry. Chapman looking inside. Thomas, dotted line, slapped away off his foot. And it'll go to Yugoslavia. Eddie Sutton didn't like the call.
Eddie didn't like the call at all, but Yugoslavia gets it back. A 10-point lead, 3:40 remaining now in this game. He's going to slip away from the Cats here unless they can do something in a hurry.
They're going to have to play bombs away here in the last 3.5 minutes. Running a little clock here with a 10-point lead. Whoa, passed it out of bounds. Kasura evidently thought Petrovic was going to come back to him, but he threw it right out of bounds.
12th turnover now, charge to Yugoslavia.
I want to thank Dick Gabriel for the fine job with the stats here tonight. Glad to have you with us, Dick. Look forward to spending the season with you. And to our AD, Linda Bervelt. All under the supervision of Roger Roebuck, our illustrious. And that's a three-pointer.
Ed Davender hitting one from right down in the corner. That cuts it back to a 7-point game. Second three-pointer of the night for Davender.
And gives him 10 for the evening. Crowd trying to get into it here. Trying to play some D right here and get that ball back. Way off target by Petrovic. But a great play in there by Radovic.
Radovic came right inside. Nobody blocked him out. He was right there to take it.
His first points of the night. What a spot to get it. 70-61 Yugoslavia. 2:30 remaining in the game. Davender. Yes. 3 points. 13 for Davender. 70-64. We've got a timeout. And the crowd into it bigger than they've been all night. The dawn of a new season, but already we see the effect of that three-point shot. This game is not over yet, and I'll guarantee you nobody has left Rupp Arena. Here is Ed Davender putting one up from the corner. He has now hit 2 in a row. This one catches the side of the rim and goes down through, and the Cats aren't dead yet. They are back to within 6. Davender, who was shut out in the first half, has had 13 here in the second half, including 3 three-pointers. Don't forget the 1986 Begley's Hillbrook Basketball Classic, fans. The action begins on December 3rd at Lexington's Henry Clay and Lafayette High School. The semifinals and championship are on December 6th at UK's Memorial Coliseum. Tickets can be purchased at participating Begley drugstores. And there are the hard-working cheerleaders also. Now we look at the Kentucky bench, and you can see Winston Bennett has even come to his feet along with Cedric Jenkins there. The 2 injured stars now going back to their places. The three-point shooting thus far in the game. Rex Chapman tonight has hit 5 of 6 from the floor. We've got Ed Davender hitting 5 of 6 in the second half. Hey, little activity over there. Yugoslavia maintains possession. Getting it in, and Davender going right for it. Yeah, the Wildcats, Milo, really pressuring the inbounds pass, trying to make something happen. Trying to get that big turnover here, Rob. That's the first foul of the game on Ed Davender, and the 5th on the team. They get it in to Petrovic. He's going to bring it up against Andrews. In the offensive zone to Radovic. Chapman with him. Back out to Petrovic. Andrews there to guard him. Double team. Chapman went for the steal, didn't get it. Now they work it near side as it goes to Radovic. He brings it back out. Running some clock here. 2 minutes remaining in the game. Yugoslavia leading 70 to 64. 20 seconds on the shot clock. 1:55 left in the game. Petrovic. He was fouled at the free throw line by Paul Andrews. Petrovic, boy, he is a spectacular player, isn't he?
They say he could play right in the NBA right now. Got all the moves. So hard to cover. Paul Andrews picks up the foul, and Petrovic is going to the free throw line with 1:52 left to go.
Petrovic with 30 points in this ball game. Yugoslavia leading 70 to 64. 1:52 remaining. 31 points for Drazen Petrovic.
They've only shot 3 free throws all night. Petrovic has hit all 3 of them. He's got one more attempt coming.
He nails it. He's just automatic. 72-64 on a running clock at Rupp Arena. 1:45 remaining in the game. Chapman between the rings. Down and under the lock. Spins, and he has been fouled. Took it to the hoop, and Varankovic fouls him.
Tough assignment going inside all night for Rob Block as he has to go up against the big guy, Varankovic, at 7'1", probably close to 7'2". There's Rex Chapman maneuvering outside. The perfect pass in there to Rob Block. Just awfully tough to get it over the top of it.
As big as Locke is, he gives away about 2 or 3 inches to Varankovic. Locke at the line with 13 points. Too hard.
Well, I've got Rob making 3 of 5 on the night at the free throw line thus far.
That's it, 3 of 5. 1:40 remaining in the game. Yugoslavia leading 72-64. Locke trying to get off that 13. Not this time. So here comes Yugoslavia. Look at that fight in there as Andrews made a big effort to break it up, but Yugoslavia got it right back. I think you gotta like the effort by Andrews there.
And by Rex Chapman. I think he got the first hand on it, kind of slowed it down, but the Cats couldn't get the ball.
Madison gambled, didn't get the steal, and the bucket made by Chatura. That gives Chatura 14 in the game. 74-64, 10-point lead. Davender down in the corner. Chapman will put it up immediately, and he was fouled as he got it away by Radovic. 75-64, an 11-point lead here. The biggest lead was 12. That was in the final 10 minutes of this game. And Yugoslavia had a 12-point lead on 2 occasions.
Now the Cats here in the closing minute or so, really with no other choice now but to go with the three-pointer, which is exactly what Rex Chapman did that trip down court. Rex with 13 in the game. He gets a couple coming here.
Boy, nice arch there. 14 for him, and unofficially, he's the leading scorer for the Cats. In his first game for the Wildcats at Kentucky. Oh, off the front. Andrews got it. Goes up again, off the glass. Oh, and he was fouled.
That could have been a big three-point play in the lane. Paul maneuvered just right, almost got it to go down, but the basket wouldn't quite fall. Here it is again as Paul Andrews works inside, gets the big guy to go up, and just can't get the banker as it comes off the front of the rim.
75-65 Yugoslavia, 61 seconds remaining. Andrews has 4 points. He had 2 in the first 10 minutes, and he's had 2 more here in the last 10 minutes. Paul Andrews from London, Kentucky, and that gives him 7. Make that 5. 5 for Andrews. His first free throw chance of the night, and he got it. 75-66 Yugoslavia. Our next telecast will be with Austin Peay on the 29th at 8 o'clock. Got them both. And we've got a timeout. We'll keep it right here with this timeout for the Cats with only 1:01 remaining. And as we have this moment here, will tell you how this ball game has moved along. At the end of the first 10 minutes, Yugoslavia led 15-14. The only lead was just before that 10-minute break for Kentucky when they led 14-13. Then right after that, Yugoslavia went in front 15-14, and they have never been headed, actually. The only tie was at 11 points. At the halftime, it was a 7-point lead for Yugoslavia, 37-30. They led by as many as 9 in that second 10 minutes. The closest in the second 10 minutes that the Cats were able to get was 2. That's the closest they could cut it. Then Yugoslavia came right out in a hurry and ran it to 9 in front. At the 10-minute mark of the second half, Yugoslavia had built the lead to 8 when they led 54-46. They built it to 12 on 2 occasions here in the last 10 minutes, and that's the progression chart in this ball game here tonight.
And right now, Milo, it's an 8-point lead. It's 75-67, 1:01 left on the clock. It is certainly not a good situation for the Wildcats because they need 3 possessions to get back in this thing. That's all there is to it. There's our next telecast. Austin Peay. Head coach Lake Kelly will be here 1 week from Saturday. It'll be Austin Peay against the Wildcats, and we will be along with you live.
All right, ready to go here. Madison and Locke. Davender, Chapman, and Andrews are in for the Cats.
And watch the pressure applied right here as the Cats go after this ball.
Well, they're battling them right down there, and they
get it.
They get it. And Chapman holds up here. Now let's see if they can break somebody. This is a play right here when he holds up that 3 that they're going to maybe fake to the outside and hope that something clears up in the middle. But he had to go to the corner. Davender shoots 2. If it goes, it goes. 15 points. 15 for Davender. All in the second half. It's a 5-point game. 45 seconds. A gamble by Locke, and he lit on that shoulder hard. Let's hope he's all right. Boy, did he hustle over there trying to break up that play. Lit on the shoulder. He's okay, and the crowd gives Rob Locke a big hand.
Well, Rob Locke has played hard tonight, hasn't he, Milo? He has really given it everything he has got. As we take another look at this play. Pass coming down court, and Rob throwing his body on the floor. I think the big guy out of Ridley, California is all right. 45 seconds still left to go. There's still time. It's a 5-point game as Kukoc goes to the free throw line.
The foul on Locke was his 3rd. Kukoc has not scored a point in this game.
Divac checking into the Yugoslavia lineup now. Divac, I should say.
(75-70) Yugoslavia. 45-6 left on the clock. This free throw. Look at Locke battle for that ball again. Rob Locke. Chapman. Davender. 3-point shot. Won't go for Andrews. Andrews again. No. Slapped up and out of bounds. Kentucky ball. Kentucky's ball. As Radovich and Varankovic were battling for it, they couldn't contain it. 29 seconds remaining. Yugoslavia leading by 5. We've got another timeout here. Boy, I tell you, these Wildcats gave away a lot of height there tonight, Rob Bromley. But we saw some spectacular three-point shooting by the youngster Miller when he came in and hit 2. Chapman did a good job, and Davender in the second half has come to life with his scoring.
Well, he sure has. Ed Davender has done quite a job in the second half, but so has Rob Locke. He has really battled on the boards and has given it everything he has got, and Kentucky, with 29 seconds left to go, is still in this ball game.
You realize that Davender, by coming on with 15 right now, unofficially is the leading scorer for the Cats. 14 for Chapman, 13 for Locke. The leading scorer in the game is Petrovic, and he has 32. There are the dancing Cats, and what a show they put on at halftime.
As they will at just about every ball game here at Rupp Arena at halftime.
All right, let's go to Bob and Joe B. Hall.
Joe, the three-point play has been going to make a total difference in the season.
It certainly made a difference in this ball game. And the three-point play has been the feature play of this game. A lot of screens by Yugoslavia to get their men open for the three-point shot. It's going to cut down on the number of assists that a team has, because you just don't get those assists on those long shots.
You like it or you don't like it?
I'm going to reserve that for a while. It certainly has taken away the inside game here tonight.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Milo?
All right, Chapman, 3 points for Chapman, 17 for Chapman, and it's a 2-point game with only 25 seconds remaining. Holy Toledo, what a finish. 75, Yugoslavia, 73, Kentucky. And just like that, Chapman with another 3-pointer. 1, 2, 3, 4 of those for Chapman, and 17 points. He's the leading scorer now for the Cats in his first varsity game.
And they are on their feet here at Rupp Arena. Just a moment ago, there was about 1 minute left in the game. I think 1:01 left on the clock. It was 75-68 Yugoslavia. Look at the score now. The Wildcats have battled back to within 2, 75-73, and we've still got 25 seconds left to go.
In the last couple of minutes, Rob, they've cut it from 11 points down to 2. 75-73. Whoa, don't leave us now. We've got 25 exciting seconds left here.
Yugoslavia from 3-point range here tonight is hit 7 of 13. That is almost 54%. The Wildcats, though, have hit 10 of 14, 71.5%. So the Wildcats have taken better advantage of that 3-point shot, and it has really been the key factor, Milo, in this game tonight, the 3-pointer.
Well, Eddie Sutton has talked about it. He says the 3-point shot is going to revolutionize the college game. This might be good training ground for the Wildcats of the 86-87 season right here tonight. Look at this pressure. Petrovic going by Andrews. Now spins into the offensive zone. Double team. Gets it away to Radovic. 15 seconds and you will count it down on your clock. Running clock keeping it away. Petrovic out near the timeline. 8 seconds. Foul by Chapman. They just couldn't wait any longer. They collided right there.
Well, I think Siviatachanin got a finger in the eye. I don't know if he's hurt too badly or not. I'm sure that was nothing intentional.
He just had to go for the ball there. The clock was down to 5 seconds. Had to do something to try to break it up.
Well, they kept going for the steal here, double teaming. Couldn't get it. Finally, the foul.
Almost looked like a TKO there for a moment.
That was on Chapman, his fourth.
4th foul on Chapman. It will move Siviatachanin to the line. I had to say that one more time.
That's how you spell it. It's a lot tougher to say, I'll tell you that.
Kentucky wanted a timeout, but Siviatachanin was all ready to shoot. And I think the official saying you can't do that after he was posed, ready to shoot.
Believe you're right, Milo. The crowd does not agree, but here come the free throw.
Siviatachanin misses.
Now the timeout.
Now you can call the timeout because he's no longer ready to shoot it. 5 seconds remaining. It's a 2-point game. Now you talk about the importance of the 3-point play here. It comes into play on 2 occasions. Rob, if he misses another free throw, you can win with a 3-pointer. If he makes it, you could still tie it and stay alive with a 3-pointer.
Or you can go for a 2-pointer if he misses the free throw, come down, tie the ball game up, try to send it to overtime that way. So a lot of possibilities, Milo.
And that would be 3 overtimes in 4 games for the Yugoslavs, right?
Well, they played in overtime against Virginia and against BYU. They buried Tennessee 102-84. They lost to Virginia 107-101 in overtime and lost to BYU 113-109 in overtime. This has been a much lower scoring basketball game, but the 3-pointer has come into play here right at the very end. Well, really throughout the ball game. There's the 3-point shooting. Yugoslavia 7 of 13. Kentucky right now 10 of 14.
Oh, you got to like that stat right there.
Now, if there's a couple of guys who can hit it, it's Rex Chapman and Ed Davender.
Davender has 1, 2, 3 of them. Chapman has 1, 2, 3, 4 of them.
We've got Chapman at 4 of 5 from three-point range. We've got Davender 4 of 5 from three-point range.
All right, here we go back to the court. Suvetta Channon missed the first free throw. Then the Cats called the timeout. Suvetta Channon with 8 points in the game. A big, big point to this game right now. 20,229. He got it. Gives him 9 for the evening. Cats have got to bring it in a hurry. 3 seconds. Chapman shoots, and he was fouled by Petrovic.
Foul on Petrovic. 2 seconds left on the clock.
Chapman came down realizing if he was going to get it up, he really had to take an off-balance shot because it was getting down to those ticks on the clock. There are only 2 remaining.
And right now, Rex Chapman talking things over with Eddie Sutton, and they will discuss the strategy right here. Kentucky still 3 points behind, 76-73 with 2 seconds left, and Rex Chapman will step to the free throw line. 17 on the night for the freshman from Owensboro. And let's see what Rex decides to do. I'm sure he'll put the first one in.
He got it. Gives him 18 points, and you know his daddy, Wayne, who coaches at Kentucky-Wesleyan in Owensboro.
Let's see if he intentionally missed it.
Yes, he did. Taken down, and the game is over. It's a 2-point game as he intentionally missed it, just like you proposed that he would, but he ended up with 18 points. And the final score, the Yugoslavia National 76, Kentucky 74. And I want to tell you something. When you think of what this game was, as I talk here to close it off with Bob Dominy and Rob Bramley, with about 3 minutes remaining, it was an 11-point difference. And I tell you something, you got to be proud of those Wildcats here tonight. Bob, you watched it from a lot of places on the court, and you talked with a lot of people. These young Cats fought back.
Well, I think the thing that the folks are most impressed about is there were a lot of question marks in their mind as to what kind of determination, what kind of heart this club would have with all the devastation that's happened to them. And I could feel it in the crowd. The electricity began to come alive as this club began to fight back. And boy, don't you like those 2 freshmen? Are they precocious? Don't they look terrific? Aren't they under control under what was a tremendous pressure situation? Their first basketball game as a collegian. You got to like it.
Boy, when Miller and Chapman came in there as a duet and got those 3-pointers and cut it back and really closed the gap in that one instance. But you got to tip your cap to Rob Locke.
Absolutely.
I'm going to tell you something. He got 13 points. It's turned out he was the 3rd leading scorer for the Cats here tonight. But he was fighting guys 6'11", 7 feet, 7'2", and he fought them with everything he had here tonight. And he is our Coca-Cola player of the game.
And if he gives that kind of effort and has that kind of desire throughout the season, Eddie Sutton's going to be happy. I'll guarantee you that.
Well, certainly he was one of the question marks before the game started, and I think he answered a lot of his critics tonight if he can be consistent. We'll be looking for him at Austin Peay.
Well, I got to tell you something about this ball club. When you saw what the 2 freshmen did, and Chapman, you know, one of the things that Eddie Sutton, I'm sure, has guarded against. There have been so many accolades passed out to Chapman. You're for fear of putting him under pressure, but he was the leading scorer here tonight in his very first game with 18 points.
Yeah, but watch the ball handling as well. Not just the scoring, but what a tremendous passer. He controlled the offense, really.
All right, for our director, Roger Roebuck, I'm Milo Hamilton. For Bob Dominy and Rob Bromley, hope you enjoyed it here tonight. We'll see you on the 29th against Austin Peay at 8 o'clock. Milo Hamilton for all the crew, thanking you for being with us. And from Rupp Arena, so long, everybody.
University of Kentucky basketball has been brought to you tonight by Ashland Oil. By Valvoline, motor oil is not just motor oil. By Coke, your local Coca-Cola bottler. Catch the wave. By Blue Cross Blue Shield, the one you've always trusted. And by Bud Light, the light beer with the first name and taste. Everything else is just a light.
And by First National Bank, put it to work for you. By Snyder's, Louisville Specialty Department Store. By Hardee's, try our Rise and Shine biscuits made from scratch. And by Common